good evening, and welcome to RPM. This is Premier Division. It's Thursday night, and we're here on the streets of Singapore. We were out in another street circuit in Monaco where we saw absolute chaos unfold. The championship was completely changed from that, with Colin maximising his points and a lot of his championship rivals at that point falling down by the wayside, either not finishing as high up as they would have liked or not finishing at all. What that means for the championship is Colin is now, for the first time, sitting on a quite nice gap in in first place. At the moment, he's 32 points clear of Volcano in the Haas, and then it's close behind Volcano with Jetfish and Brandon snapping at his heels. As we have one light, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's go. And Brandon does get a very, very, very good start, and he's going straight up the inside. And Colin's just gone across the runoff, and Brandon has spun, and he did go aggressive. It'd be nice to see that one again. I didn't have the best angle for it. I was trying to see as much as I could. Brandon rejoining just in front of the two Red Bulls, and he did get the inside line. Colin was forced off the track then as it goes back to the right, and a bit of contact as we see Evil out. As all that happens, Jetfish up to third from ninth. What a start. I said before, they usually make good starts. Got it wrong for Al. He's down in 15th, but he could have got caught up behind Brandon. But Jetfish really taking advantage of the little bit of a tussle and the mess at the start. Giraffe just backing them up a little bit. Entity trying to get away here. We've also got Backer in behind this as an Alpine runs wide. Oh, I'm not really sure what happened now. It looks like a bit of a connection thing, and Backer does get past. And it's not going well for Brandon so far. Down 10 places at the moment as Colin puts in the fastest lap and he starts to stretch his legs. He's 3.3 seconds clear now. And this is really where all the battle's going on. We've got a bit of a train forming as Entity really escapes this battle. Back again, sending another dummy. But whilst that Alpine is in the slipstream of Giraffe, it's going to be hard to get that move done. At some point, he might need to do an undercut here, because clearly he's looking very, very quick here. But as long as the Alpine's stuck behind the Williams, it's a bit of a domino effect. Backer's going around the outside. And that's very clean, gets it done. The Alpine had to go tighter to the corner than he would have liked, and that's Backer through. Brandon also taking advantage of that. Right, Backer now getting very, very close to Giraffe here. Giraffe has helped Entity gap, and there goes Backer. He's got that move done. Backer dropping this by 1.6. Here comes Brandon, having a look up the inside. Gets it done nice and easy. And Giraffe, he must have a bit of damage, I think, here. Can we see it on his front wing? Oh, it's Entity. Yeah, maybe he has taken a lot out of his tyres. Watch out, Brandon. Brandon does get past. Entity now reversing, getting off the racing line. And, watch it there. It's a bit of a 3-point turn here. He'll be practicing all his driving skills. Oh, but has he beached it on the curb? I think he's beached it on a curb. So Glassy still not managing to find a way past Jetfish, as Jetfish now really starting to drop off the back of Robin. Volcano trying to come onto this fight here, and Yeast following him as well. Higgsy just sitting there, still hanging on in his own race a bit. And as you can see there in 8th, Backer, he is quite a distance behind these guys. He's had to get through the traffic and maybe took a bit of life out of his tyres as well. And these guys also dragging each other along in the DRS zones. He should be pretty comfortable on them to the ends. And we've got Quinn now having a look at Davey, going wheel to wheel later on the brakes, gets it tucked in nicely, nice and neat, and he's passed with Robin up the road as Jetfish pits. So that's freed Glassy up, and now what can he do? Get his foot down, try and get away. Oh, so tight through there. As Yeast, Higgsy, Al stayed out, has he? Let's have a look. Yeah, Al stays out. Yeast and Higgsy pitting now. Colin come out in third. And Yeast and Quinn going to be close here. Yeast sticking to the left, and yeah, they're through. Oh, what a big moment for Yeast on the cold tyres. Just trying to get the throttle down. A little bit too trigger happy out of there. Just get those tyres in the window and he'll be flying again. We've got a yellow in sector 3, and that's a Ferrari. And that's Luke. So Luke's had a moment. The others did about 13 laps, so he's going to take them right to the end of their life. The one thing he's got in his advantage is he will be on lower fuel loads, so theoretically he'll be a bit better on his tyres. And here comes Yeast. Oh, he's having a look. Oh, no, if he'd just managed to get out of it, he nearly locked up and hit that back wheel. And it's getting really tight here, although Colin is on those hard tyres. Glassy in the pits. And will he come out in front of Jetfish? It's going to be very, very tight. Jetfish just gets ahead. But Glassy is going to be very, very dangerous on these medium tyres, as Yeast nearly ends up pointing in the wrong direction. And he lost a lot of time there. Backer also taking 9/10 out of him behind. Glassy through on Jetfish. Oh, I've missed that. And yeah, that's Glassy free, and Glassy is going to be fast now. He'll be just looking to absolutely check out here. We'll stay on board for a bit longer. Maybe Jetfish will try and get the move straight back, but it's going to be difficult. He's got a lot of power down here though. Glassy covers the inside and brakes later. And I think Jetfish, you can see he wants to get this pass done, because the longer it goes on, the more those mediums are going to have an advantage. I don't know, I was trying to get a better look on this helmet here. I know I've got very distracted from the racing for a second here, but is it a Christmas pudding? As he dives to the outside, he's given room, nice and clean there, and lovely overtake from Luke, and here he goes up to 13th now. Brandon now back into the points. He'll get 1 point if he finishes 15th, which could be vital come the end of the season, because he's going very, very well at the moment. We've got a yellow flag. I think that is Andrew, who is in the wall. Luckily, he's got a bit of time to get back round, but I think he's lost his whole front wing there. Maybe Robin took too much life out of his tyres going for that fastest lap. But Yeast and Volcano, they'll be sick of the sight of each other by the end of this race. But they are also dropping Backer, who is getting caught but ever so slightly by Higgsy. Higgsy taking a 10th or so out of him a lap at the moment. That's a bit surprising, as he's on slightly fresher tyres. Oh, and Davy's out. So what's happened here? We'll go on board with Giraffe, because he's the next person to pass where the incident's happened. And I'll keep my eyes peeled for this. And there, yeah, he's just lost it on the exit. And we've got a safety car as we go under the stand. When will he go? Will Robin get caught napping? We'll find out very shortly. He's leaving it late. Safety car is in the pit lane now, and he's gone. An absolute textbook restart there, and he's already pulled out a little bit of a gap. He's protected himself just a little bit. There is something happening behind. It looks like Maggot's dropped back. I think he might have just spun coming out of the final, had a spin coming out of the final corner, and that's promoted the likes of Luke and Brandon up. And as you can see, we are so tight here for the last few laps. 3 laps left. Everyone pretty much on the soft tyres, apart from Glassy, so he'll do well to defend that podium. We might see the other drivers break away from him a little bit. But also for Yeast and Quinn and Spider-Man, those penalties they picked up are going to be kind of the worst thing for their race. As we did also see Al, he managed to jump Backer in the pits. As we said, Al was coming round at a perfect time when the safety car came out, and it's getting very, very racy in the mid-pack. Colin takes the fastest lap back from Robin on those soft tyres of 1:38.5. Absolutely flying. As I think, could I see a move? It's the brothers. They're having a fight. And they are wheel to wheel. And look who's right behind them. It's Brandon. Luke takes the inside. Quinn's fighting it back. Quinn's keeping it in. He's got the inside line. Will he break? He does. They're leaving room. The brothers are fighting again, but here comes Brandon. Brandon up the inside. We've seen him for the second time tonight make an opportunistic move up through there. But Quinn is still having a little look. Brandon past Luke. But they're side by side still. Brandon takes the inside line. Will Luke fight that back? I don't think he'll have the pace, no. And that's Brandon through. We'll follow them through for a bit longer. And then we'll try and catch what's going on up at the front. I'm not going to go have a look at that because it's getting very, very tight for the podium. Robin must have had a moment, or his tyres have had it, as he took too much life out of them again. Glassy, he's got 2 corners to see if he can steal second. It's probably going to be too much of an ask. Colin goes and takes the victory. Brilliant from Colin again. Here comes Glassy, too far back. Jetfish will follow him round. As then Volcano and Yeast, who could not be separated all late race. Backer and Owl get promoted because of Yeast's penalty. Brandon just misses out on that, but he comes home 9th. Luke 10th after a brilliant recovery drive. Draff and Maggot next across the line, followed by Draft's teammate Entity, who had a great start, but his parking, he has a moment at the end there, his parking and his 3-point turn cost him what could have been a much, much better result. Backer saying, yeah boy, I'll take 7th. Absolutely.